Hey, my Taurus and Cancer babies, what's happening? This is EJ from Taurota Tarot, getting ready to do Taurus and Cancer, sitting in a tree, Kissing. Ho, 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 ho. Okay, so this has got feet to it. It could be a couple different iterations of the Taurus and Cancer thing. Let me first say thank you. If this is your first time here, welcome. We don't do shit like everybody else. We do things a little different. If you're coming back, thank you. I know it's been a minute. It's been a rough 18 months for my ass, but I am coming through whatever it was I was going through. I ain't even figured that part out yet, but I am better. Now, back to the issues at hand here. Pentacles and swords. For those of you that are thinking about dating a Cancer, you've had some kind of interaction, as we used to say in high school, y'all been talking. If you are just maybe at the threshold, some of this is your stuff. For others of you, there could have been a separation, maybe due to COVID, going back maybe a little further, maybe due to child issues. The one or the other of you may have had some issues going on with the kiddos and you had to move or go somewhere else. Looks like there's a reconciliation there between the two of you. It seems like when you split up, or when the one of you left, you weren't sure that the other person was going to come back. That's the energy that I feel right now. This is kind of where this reading is going to sit. The juggling part. And when I first shuffled the cards, that's been about an hour and a half ago. I got a phone call, so I had to stop what I was doing. The death card, and I don't know if it was wands, it was changes. That's what I saw, changes. So the two of you have gone through changes individually and as a couple. I'll just say that. If you're on the newer end of this situation, as individuals, the two of you have been through some shit, and just put it where it is. Now, both of you are rather graceful creatures, if I may. So you don't have it hanging out your butt. It's not hanging off your sleeve. You're not showing all of this shit that's happened. And so then, as I'm doing this, Taurus, if you've just met a Cancer, or Cancer, if you've just met a Taurus, and they might be looking like they made it to look easy. Like they ain't had nothing really bothering them too much. That's a lie. Both of you have been through a lot. And I think that might be where some of the attraction is. You don't know it yet, but that may be what is pulling the two of you together, the pain that you're coming out of. And it could be something from last year, it could be something from 10 years ago, whatever the case may be. But that's a point of attraction for you. For those of you that are kind of getting back together on the reconciliation tip, the other side of that may be, that might be where the struggle is, because the two of you have been through a lot together. And so, you trying to reconcile all of that's going on in the past to trying to start something new now. And that might be a stumbling block for you. The key in either situation is going to be the perseverance. It's going to be how long y'all can just hang in. Last one standing wins the game. What the hell? That's literally what this feels like. The last one standing wins the game. Take it how you will. Last one living. That part. This is long-term shit. Don't play. Last one up. However it is. However that's resonating. I know y'all like, that sounds so great. But this is real. This is long-term. whenever Pentacles, for me, this is not for every tarot reader, but whenever I see Pentacles that float up to the surface immediately, especially in a reading like this, there's some longevity. Even if it's bullshit the whole way through, there's still some longevity. And then if I see the Knight of Pentacles, it's a done deal. And I don't always speak on it, but that is always how I feel. When I see Pentacles pop up within the first 2 drops, it's a tree with big roots. That's what it is. So, as I said, perseverance, the last one standing. That's where this is the game that's getting ready to be played right there. So, in saying that, there's a lot in that little nugget. You know, make sure. This is it. I think for a lot of you, it's not even a question of making sure this is the person. I think the bigger question is this, are you ready? Is this the time for this? Some of you may not be feeling this just yet. Taurus, I'll come from this. Obviously, the reading is going to come from your perspective. But if you've been by yourself for a minute, here's where the swords come in. A little detachment going on, yo. Because you're used to being by yourself. And not that you want to be by yourself. But, you know, Taurus is a creature of rhythm and routine. We like shit the way we like shit every day. Do not vary, nothing. Unless it's Christmas or the birthday or something. Other than that, let's keep it the same. We don't need no changes. We want to walk to work and walk back home the same way we came. Nothing. And so a lot of you, it's real talk right here, might be going, this looks nice, but I don't know. This feels good, but I don't know. It's just like that. So the coins, and we end up with the three of coins on top. And the Ace of Cups on the bottom. How about that? For your Cancer. Come on. It's real shit. For Tauruses, for those of y'all that are in that detached kind of realm, not sure, maybe, sort of, it looks good, but I don't know. I like what I'm doing, my independence. I am free to roam around the cabin at will. I think this is whatever this is with Taurus and Cancer, this is not one of those things that's going to go away. It is not. Just put it where the fuck it is. It is not going to go away. So, take your time, Taurus. You got it. Take your time. I think if you can set the parameters of what you're trying to do. The other side of this, Taurus, is if you want to stay in this kind of stasis that you're in, being independent and free and all of that, you're going to need to articulate that. So Cancer has some kind of understanding. Don't forget, Cancer is just like Taurus when it comes to home and hearth. They ain't doing shit till home and hearth is correct. I don't care if it's a cardboard box with a piece of plastic hanging off the side of it. It's got to be right. Taurus, Cancer, either one, are not going to do nothing but the right thing for it. That said, if Cancer is feeling like you are just roaming about the cabin, dear Taurus, and you haven't set out any kind of framework, any kind of structure, you're going to just create problems for yourself, because Cancer is going to be mad. And they eventually are going to come out of their little shell and tell you about how mad they are. Just saying. So if you're not completely ready to get into that Three of Pentacles perseverance thing just yet, come on now. You need to say it. Not pushing the Cancer away. Cancer, if you cross-watching, hear what I'm saying. You're not pushing Cancer away, but I like this freedom thing right here. And I'm coming out of a very painful place. I just said, y'all are both coming out of that same painful background. Cancer's going to get it. Now, this does not mean that Cancer's going to be 199% sold on it or liking it and none of the rest of it. Don't get that part twisted. But they're going to respect the fact that you're telling them you need room to finish healing or to, just be yourself. They're going to get that. They're going to get that. It's that longevity shit, I'm telling you. I think most Tauruses, if you're in that situation, in that particular situation, y'all are going to just buckle in. But y'all are going to give up the ghost. And that's okay. I think if you do this won't be a bad move, Taurus. It will not. I can't even act like it would be. It will not. If you are on the other side of this coin where there's reconciliation, the energy there is that you need to set the framework, but you need to be really clear about the framework that you're setting. Especially if there was any kind of infidelity going on before, somebody was cheating and doing some other crazy shit or outside, baby, what the hell ever. You need to be clear. There's love here. I feel that. It's all in my stomach. Good Jesus. There's a lot of love here. So I'm going to say you need to handle it accordingly. Way is clear to forge ahead, needed boost to self-esteem. How about that? I had these cards 2 or 3 years and I wrote that. What the hell? I will, those of you that don't know why I do this, if you were to ask me, there are obvious things. The King of Wands, the player card. The Three of Swords. Somebody got a broken heart. Somebody's cheating for that. There's shit in tarot, obviously. The Tower. Yeah, I mean, you ain't got to be no damn Neil deGrasse Tyson rocket scientist type to figure that shit out. You know what it is. You watch enough tarot, you know. There's certain things you just know. But then if you're talking about the Four Cups, or the Eight of Swords, or the Seven of Swords, you kind of, depending on the deck, maybe, sort of, a little bit, not always easy. I don't read tarot like that. I read energy from the cards. So when I get those little books that go with the cards, I read through them, and the things that resonate to me go on the card. And for many of these decks, I haven't looked at them since I looked at them last, and I haven't used this deck in about 6 months. I switch up because the energy, you need to switch up your cards. But anyway, but start feeling the energy and channeling messages. The things that I've written sometimes blow my mind. Cause I'm like, oh, dang, what the hell? And now all that I just said to you about Taurus and Cancer coming out of the same background, same shit. And here's the first card out my hand. Way is clear to forge ahead. Needed boost to self-esteem. Taurus, hello. And many Tauruses, Cancer, if you're cross-watching, you should hear this. Many Tauruses are having a tough time right now. Shit is changing. I just told you. We like routine. And shit is changing faster than anybody can keep up with. We ain't even just talking about the planetary cosmos type shit. Let's just talk about politics. What the hell? You can't keep up with COVID and Afghanistan and some more shit, some more people somewhere else, and what the hell, and Haiti, and oh my God. It's a lot of shit going on. A lot. And none of us, I don't care what sign, what stripe you are, none of us feel like, we're standing on solid ground right now. You don't know from one day to the next what the hell is really going on. Taurus is really averse to that shit. So we are having a really tough time. Now, from the cosmos, all your big fat planets are going ice skating backwards right now. A lot of things in retrograde. Uranus, Saturn, Jupiter, I think Mars, Mercury's getting ready to go retro September 27th. So you got all this backward energy. Well, if you've ever ice skated or roller skated backwards, the first couple times you've done that, that's a different kind of thing. versus going straight ahead. So just know that Taurus has not had a good time. The Empress is sitting up on top of the King of Swords. Empress energy is definitely Taurus. And that's what I'm, exactly. You know your worth, Taurus. Now, I'm looking at the back side of this. But the back side of the Empress card in this deck talks about the gateway to creativity. And relationships are a form of creativity, in case you didn't know. It's the Five of Wands on top of the Queen of Cups. Relationships are creative things. Those of you that are reconciling, there's a lot of inside reflection. I'm looking here at the back ends of these damn cards. A lot of inside inner reflection going on. Strength card. Top of Two of Pentacles. Okay. Flew out. Five of Coins on top of the Hangman. Yeah, this is transition, the Hangman. The Emperor on top of the Ace of Pentacles. And the Two of Swords on top of the Ace of Cups. Okay, okay. Challenge, universe. It's a challenge for Taurus and Cancer. What's my challenge for Taurus and Cancer? Challenge for Taurus and Cancer. Well, that's too many, but I'm going to take that Ace of Swords since it's sitting over there by itself. Pow. On top of the Three of Pentacles. Long-term rewards, doggone it. Clear vision. Ace of Swords. New beginning. Didn't I say long-term? I'll be damned. There you go. Huh. There you go. That's your challenge. To realize that whatever you are doing in your Taurus Cancer situation, this is long term. And that the word rewards is behind that means that this is long-term stability. Once again, talking about the pentacles, and start seeing pentacles popping up here. And you're going into this with a clear vision. So I'm going back to the newly getting together, almost Taurus and Cancer, having a clear vision, Taurus. If you where you are and where you want to be with this person. What direction do you want to move in? How fast do you want to move there? That part. But it's got to be clear. And it's got to be clear to both you and Cancer. That's your challenge for the month of September. Overall energy, Eight of Swords. I broke that down to you. The Empress sitting on top of it, and this is the backside of the Empress. So in this reading, there's a level of self-reflection going on here for both of you. You both are taking your time and thinking about what you've come from. Again, y'all are coming from feels like really similar backgrounds when it comes to the kind of painful relationship experiences you've had. So moving forward, and those of you that are reconciling, the same thing. You both are thinking and being thoughtful about how do you want to move forward to make this a long-term rewards, a long-term situation. I don't think either one of you are in the same place that you were in. Now, this is for the reboot couples. are in the same place that you were in when you split up, for whatever the reason was that you split up, job, family, whatever. I think both of you have had a lot of time to think about what you could have done differently, what you should have done differently, what you should have said to each other. I think I said it in just that right order. So as this kind of starts trying to gel again, you're thinking. You're definitely in thought mode. Experience. This is the Queen of Wands. This side is talking about awareness. So, obviously you're aware of each other, but now thinking about the experiences that you've had. Now, for those of you that are still in the talking stages, the experiences you can have with somebody that's coming out of a similar background as you. There may be, well, not maybe, there will be some things for a lot of you, especially the new Cancer Taurus relationships. A lot of experiences from the past where maybe you weren't equal with the other person. And so there's conversation talking about stability and, how are we going to do things? How do you, what does this look like? What does this feel like? What are your experiences doing this before? I think in that you will find out the two of you are pretty much on an even playing field. So, a lot of times we get in relationships and one person's got a lot of money or the other person's got a lot of assets and houses and cars and all that kind of shit. And one or the both go into the situation feeling like somebody's got an upper hand. And that's not a good way in my mind to go into a relationship thinking about it that way. But obviously we've all done it and doing it and whatever. So this relationship has a feeling, while there may be some physical things that one may have and the other may not have, when it comes from an emotional part, both of you are coming at this the same way. And that's a good thing. But there will definitely be conversations. Miss Queen here, Miss Wands, there's definitely going to be some conversation and some reflection. With the Emperor here, let's see, a little ram up there. And not so much for the Aries, but for the determination that goats and rams have. That's your Emperor. Determined. And determined to do it right. Determined to do it right and to make this a beautiful experience and not some bullshit. That's different. That part right there is different. With the Queen of Swords on top of the High Priestess, Taurus, and this is your energy, you're going to have to trust yourself. At some point, you're going to have to trust yourself, especially with shit on either side. Those of you just getting into a situation after a bad breakup with somebody else, whatever, or reconciling with your Cancer, you're going to have to trust the process. You're going to have to give up the ghost at some point. You're not going to be able to just, no, I'm not doing, no, I don't want to trust, no. You're going to have to back up off of that. And I'd have to raise my hand and go, yeah, I'm guilty too. And, yeah, ignoring the spiritual. You got to have some faith that if your heart is telling you this is okay, yeah, your heart is live before some old shit. Other people have, what the hell. But at some point, you can't keep second guessing and doubting. You got to get in there. And if you get your heart broken again, and I'm not saying that's nowhere in this reading, so don't get that part twisted. But if you get your heart broken again, you can't stay in that energy and think you're going to attract anything good. Just saying. So as you get into the month of September, think about, you see her got her hands up to her head. Think about what you're saying no to. The High Priestess can say yes or no. Fuck it. She can say what she want to say. But what are you saying no to? What are you saying no to? And why are you saying no to something? that's going to require that you take some of the emotion out of how you're processing things and get with this chick right here. And the Empress and the Queen of Swords, them two bad bitches. I'm just saying, you can say what you want to, but you know, if you can come at this and have faith and still be cool, calm, and collected in the process, man, what the hell? And this is not to say, because this is the Queen of Swords, girlfriend will beat your ass. Don't get that part twisted. Please don't. Letting your Cancer know, I'm in this, I'm doing this, I will cut you. That part right there. And not so much that anybody's trying to do anything to anybody, but making sure your boundaries are in place. And see, I think some of you have this notion that because other people have just stepped over your boundaries, it doesn't even make any sense to put up any boundaries because people are going to do what they want to do. Everybody's not the same. And when somebody truly cares about you, they're going to go out of their way to make sure they're not stepping on your toes, especially if you told them where your toes are. That part. Cancer's not, and maybe that's what you need to hear. For those of you getting into this for the first time, and then even those of you reconciling, Cancer is trying to come at this the right way. Cancer has a lot of Taurian qualities when it comes to taking care of home and making sure everybody at home is good. And in my mind, Cancer takes it a step further because at some point, Taurus wants to go make some money. Cancer's like, damn, all that is everybody in the house good. My sister's a Cancer, and she and I get along famously. It just is what it is. And so the energy for those of you in the reconciling part of this, it's okay to trust, Taurus. It's okay to trust. Just keep your cool. Don't be trying to do no crazy shit. And just move forward as your intuition tells you. With the Strength card on top of the Two of Pentacles, it's about balancing. Some of you are going to have to adjust your work and your play. Balance is written on the Strength card. Balancing work and play. It's about balance. It's about balance, and you're going to have to reset because in this situation, there's going to be a heavier emphasis on home and what's going on at home. And if you've got kids together, those of you that are reconciling, what's going on at home with the kids? Is everything the way that it's supposed to be? For some of you, you may, if you've got older kids, stumble upon, errant joint or porn or something that teenagers do. And then obviously those are situations that you have to work together with your kids and explain to them what it is they're looking at or smoking or whatever the case may be, and coming into that kind of situation with a sense of balance. For those of you that are on the newer end of the Taurus and Cancer relationship, it's about readjusting your work and your play life. And for those of you Tauruses that have been strutting around independent for the past 6 months or 2 years, whatever the case may be, you're going to have to work at this. This is major energy right here. So you're going to have to work at this in order to find the correct balance that's going to make you and your partner happy. With the Five of Pentacles on top of the Hangman, some of you just may be feeling the anxiety and the worry. It's on here and it says hopeless, but that's not the feeling that I have. But looking at him, there may be parts of your situation, especially those of you that are reconciling, that you just feel like, oh, fuck, I can't do this shit. This is too hard. I can't. And what you've got to understand is that this is a relationship that's in transition. So you're going from not being together, from having been together, to now trying to get back together. So there are, I don't know why the word ideas is there, but there are ideas and thoughts and situations, I guess, that you're probably going to need to have a change of perspective on and not get stuck thinking about things in just one way. Again, it's the same energy with the Strength and the Two of Pentacles. Take your time working through this. Again, you know, the Pentacles, they popped up on the cut. Your challenge over here, on the cut. Come on. This is not one of those situations that's going to go away. You're both going to keep coming at this from different sides, you know, to figure things out. So you can't get frustrated in the first 60 minutes. I'm just saying. That's what it is, frustration. You can't. And that something else didn't come up with frustration. This card is not really the point. This one is. It's the understanding that you're going to have a change of perspective while not getting stuck in a rut. And understand that the situation is in transition. So it's not going to be where you want it to be immediately. There are things, and then I hear moving vans and locks and doors and chairs and shit. So some of you may be moving. So this is going to take some time. It's going to take some time for the two of you to find the balance that you know is achievable. Don't get frustrated. Don't get frustrated. With the Emperor on top of the Ace of Pentacles, this is where you find the abundance, and you will begin to notice the things down here where my fingers are that were blocked are no more. And now shit just kind of taking a practical, logical turn. The fucking Emperor. You know, he ain't about all the Emperors type shit. He's about the Emperor shit. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And you got the Emperor over here again. Things here are equal. And if you notice, he has a scepter in one hand and a spear in the other. While they're both not spheres, both not scepters, but there's balance there. There's balance there. The other Emperor card. Not quite as balanced. And that's the shift in the energy. Coming into this, maybe feeling, you know, like you've been in situations that were unequal. But once again, I'm drawn to those ram's horns up there at the top, that determination. That just total determination. Just, now you want to bring some balance to it. That's the biggest thing. And recognize that this is an abundant situation. Again, trusting yourself. Trusting your heart. Even though you've been in situations that were unequal as fuck. What you want me to tell you? And it just were wrong. You've got all these experiences. And a lot of times it makes it hard to open up and to recognize the abundance and the joy looking you dead in your face. But it's there. It is very much there. At the end of the month, with the Ace of Cups and the Two of Swords, and the Two of Swords in this deck talks about lies and deceit. This is actually a point where the two of you are going to have to face whatever demons from your past. And again, I'm looking at the back of her, so I know this is reflective energy for me. Interpreting the card. Being honest with yourself. That part. Because some of you may not be ready to be grateful, to be open, or to be content. Because again, you're both coming out of places of pain. And this is you being honest with yourself. Once you get honest, you start balancing that passion out. Now we're talking about marriage. Those of you that are younger may be talking about having a baby. All of this. But you've got to be honest with you. Taurus, I strongly feel like I'm talking to more you than Cancer, but you got the lies and the tales that you've been telling yourself, whatever they may be. You're not good enough. You're not smart enough. Not pretty enough. Not wealthy enough. Just fucking not enough. That's all a bunch of bullshit. Lies and deceit. Hello. And I think for both Taurus and Cancer, you'll see it'll be easy to reflect on how other people have just lied to you about you. You're not in my corner. You don't love me. Now you're looking at a totally different situation and going, wait a minute. That's not the truth. That is not the fucking truth. There's where we get, when it's at, balance that passion out. Then things begin to flow a little better. There may be a situation for the two of you towards the end of the month of September where you're confronted with, how other people have viewed you. And again, it's the same energy of, it happened to me before and, something good can't happen to me now, blah, blah, blah. It's the same energy. And that's lying to yourself. There is no reason why anything, as far as a relationship, can't happen to you just because you had some fucked up shit happen in the past. It's bullshit. See what the Oracle Granny cards got to say. And they seem like they are quite chatty this evening. Be selective. I'm to hear Taurus now. I'm choosing Cancer. Ain't that selective? No, that's not what that's about. Be selective about what you're thinking. Be selective about how you choose to view yourself in your relationship with your Cancer. Don't just allow some shit you heard somebody else tell you 5 months ago, 5 years ago, whatever. Be selective about what you're thinking. Your thoughts have tremendous impact on what you see. So be selective about what you're thinking. Don't start this either new chapter or brand new chapter, whichever the case may be. Don't start this don't start out on a negative. Just don't. And that brought me right up here to the back end of your overall energy. Like, what? Yeah. Unblock yourself. Unblock yourself. Trying to act the way you've acted because somebody else hurt you. And yeah, this is serious shit and this deep shit. But it makes you come off as shallow, superficial. So, things that have been blocked, this is the back end of your overall energy, Taurus, are unblocking themselves. That's what this is saying. And as I'm looking at this, be selective. Much of the blocking, much of the reason maybe that you felt like you were blocked had a lot to do with how you were thinking. Hello? And see, how you think determines how you act. That part. There's cooperation here. And you feel that, but you're so busy. Oh, it's not going to work. Oh, we did this before. It's not going to work. Okay, Taurus. Be selective about what you're putting in that cabeza. I'm just saying. Own this shit. If you love this person, own that shit. If you made mistakes in the past, own that shit. If you want to make a go of it again, own that shit. There's no sense in trying to I get this sense from Taurus, like this whole situation, you kind of want to just downplay it. Fuck that. Own this shit. I think I told you the weekly read. You are the boss. In case you forgot, you are the boss. You. Take your time. Think about it first. Once again, I'm drawn back to you independent Taurus. And this may not be right start out in the month, but conversation may steer itself to, oh, maybe we think about moving in together. Think about it first. If you're not there yet, Taurus, Cancer, either one, don't do some shit you ain't ready for. I'm just saying. Both of you need to step away from your phone. I think y'all have been by yourself or, dealing with knuckleheads for so long that you're just attached. Step away from your phone. Go outside. Go for a walk. The two of you. Start a conversation. Make a meal together. Do something. But step away from your phone. Your relationship is more than whatever's stuck in that damn phone. I'm just saying. Taurus and Cancer, I love you. I hope you have a good month of September. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.